That's what I'm talking about. Pay up. It's time for reparations. Greetings and welcome to everyone. Welcome to the RMMM, the Reparations Movement Monthly Meetup. The last Tuesday of every month, we come together, not a meeting, not a strategy session, but simply a space, a virtual space where we can come, get to put faces to names, share some updates, and get energized. So I hope folks have been energized with that. Time for reparations from the sounds of Blackness. We started off 15 minutes earlier, started off with Sam Cooke, a change is going to come. Then we went to the Staple Singers and their song about reparations. Then we had our Reparations 101 political education video briefing in collaboration with Reparation Education Project and got reparations, the parable of the sower, intentional community, the youth. Again, I want to welcome everyone. And we start off each of our RMML Reparation Movement Monthly Meetup with a homage to our reparation ancestors. Then we go through our principles of engagement. We do introductions next. Very brief introduction, just your name, your city, your organization. We just go around the Zoom room. Then we go over our quiz answers, our reparation trivia fun quiz. If you want it to be removed from your screen, fill it out. Only 4 questions this time. And then we have updates from the movement. This is your time to share. Nothing scripted. You just, let me know if you want to make an update. I have several people who've already reached out to me. And then we have Q&A and announcements. And then we end the game with our theme song, Time for Reparations. All right. So the way we do our homage to our reparation ancestors, again, these are the ones that have been near and dear to me that I'm going to call out. You can take yourself off mute and say Ashe or Amen or right on or, whatever you say. And then after I go through the ones that I have, feel free to call out. We're not just really calling out people and heroes and things. It's people who were near and dear to you that were part of movements, reparations movement or other movements is fine. All right. So these are people whose shoulders that we stand on. We know that nothing just drops from the sky. We stand on our ancestors' shoulders. So the ones I want to lift up, and please, if you agree, you can feel free to say Ashe or Amen or again, right on. But Belinda Sutton Royal, Henrietta Wood,
Ashe.
Sojourner Truth,
Ashe.
Hallie House,
Ashe.
Isaiah Dickerson,
Ashe.
Marcus Garvey,
Ashe.
Queen Mother Audley Moore,
Ashe.
President Imari Abubakari Obadele,
Ashe.
Attorney Chokwe Lumumba,
Ashe.
Queen Mother Dorothy Lewis,
Ashe.
Baba Hannibal Afrique,
Ashe.
Reparations Ray Jenkins,
Ashe.
Mr. Yuri Kochiyama,
Ashe.
Congressman John Conyers,
Ashe.
Brother Kalanji Olusegun,
Ashe.
Brother Kwame Afo,
Ashe.
Brother Conrad Warrell,
Ashe.
Brother Ahmed Obafemi,
Ashe.
Dr. James Turner,
Ashe.
Mother Erlene Arikpo,
Ashe.
Sister Anjeri Algani,
Ashe.
Brother Christopher Austin,
Ashe.
State Senator Bill Owens,
Ashe.
Dr. Ronald Walters,
Ashe.
Brother Milt McGriff,
Ashe.
Brother Nia Kumba,
Ashe.
Dr. Randall Robinson,
Ashe.
Brother Dr. Matulu Shakur,
Ashe.
Queen Reverend Dr. Joanne Watson.
Ashe.
It's your turn. Call out some names that were near and dear to you in the reparations movement or in movements that were close to you.
Mervyn Dimely,
Ashe,
Matula Shakur.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Ashe, ashe, ashe to all those known and unknown. We walk in your footsteps. We stand on your shoulders. We will always remember you. Thank you very much.
Ashe.
Okay. So we have principles of engagement that we share in each meetup. And we're going to put them on the screen, and feel free to repeat after me. Reparation Movement's monthly meetup, principles of engagement. Respect each other in language and action. You can
Respect
repeat it.
language and action.
Listen with an open mind.
Listen with an
open mind.
Criticize the problem, not the person.
Criticize
Criticize
the problem, not the person.
Ask to clear up unclarity.
Ask to clear up clarity.
Assume the best intent of others.
Assume the best intent
of others.
And contribute out of love.
Contribute out of love.
Thank you. That's my most favorite one. Okay, so now it's your turn. We're going to go around and just see who's in the Zoom this month. Again, this is not the time for announcements. We have that at the end. This is not the time to give a whole recitation in terms of your organization or anything like that. Just the name. Feel free to collaborate with each other in the chat. There have been so many connections made over the past year. We've had these meetups, so please take full advantage over that. So right now, just name, city, and or organization, and we will have time for people to give updates, you know, as part of the program. So I'm going to go by what I see on my screen, and I'm only going to be calling on those whose physical picture I see that's moving, animated, and then I will go to those whose picture is not animated. And then if it's just a name, you all can just let me know if you want to. It's fine to just be a name. This is no requirement that you be seen. But I just would like to know if you want to introduce yourself. Robert Stubblefield, you're first on my screen. Talk to us.
All right, thank you. Robert Stubblefield, location Montgomery County, Maryland. Organizations Bethesda African Cemetery Coalition.
Thank you. I think you kind of went off mute for a moment, but I heard that that's the African Cemetery Coalition, Robert Stubblefield. Prophet Inyanwu, talk to us.
Prophet Anyanwu Cox, Wichita, Kansas, with the International Civil Society Working Group for the United Nations PFAD, as most of you probably know, as well as the Health Commission for NCOBRA Subcommittee Matula Shakur Initiative.
Well, thank you. It's good seeing you again so soon. Our brother Watella.
Greetings, everyone. Watella Ibn Yusuf, DC, and Cobra.
Thank you, brother Watella. Mia Iwataki.
Mia Iwataki, greetings. South Pasadena, California, with Nikkei Progressives and National Nikkei Reparations Coalition.
Greetings, thank you. And hopefully you'll make an announcement later on about some events you all recently had. So I'll just put a pin in that for right now. Miranda Alexandria, you are called.
Hi, everyone. I am out of Chicago, Illinois, and I am the co-chair of the Chicago NCOBRA chapter, in addition to having a influencer platform called Queen AF USA.
All right, now. That's what I'm talking about. Put that in the chat. Robin Prouty.
Yes. Hi, everybody. I'm Robin Prouty from St. Louis, Missouri, founder and executive director of the Descendants of the St. Louis University Enslaved. Happy to be here again.
Glad to have you as always. Brother Yao Inun.
Good evening. Taifa Group, Washington, D.C.
All right. It's our engineer. Okay. Is that Inya or Naya Vanterpool?
Naya, yep.
Naya.
Good evening, y'all. Naya Vanterpool
freelance grant writer and technical assistance provider with my sole proprietorship, NVE, based out of Winter Garden, Florida.
Well, welcome. Glad to join you. Demetrius Griffin. I think you're on mute.
Hi, Dee Griffin from Chicago, Illinois, West Side NAACP. And I see Miranda, I just met her about 2 weeks ago at a meeting, preparation meeting.
All right. Well, thank you for joining. Dr. Cheryl Grills.
Hello, everyone. Cheryl Grills from Los Angeles, member of the recently concluded California Reparations Task Force and newly appointed member of the 400 Years of African American History Commission.
Woo, congratulations. Kathy Masaoka.
Hello, Kathy Masaoka from Los Angeles with the Nikkei Progressive and Nikkei for Civil Rights and Redress Reparations Group Committee here. Hi, thank you.
Welcome, welcome always. Dr. Lois Rosado.
Good evening, all. Lois Rosado from the Greenbelt Reparations Commission. And it's good to see Dr. Grills, and I saw Maxine and Kathleen. I met this afternoon, Kathleen Anderson. Good to see you again.
Okay, Dr. Ngozi Williams.
Greetings, everyone. From here in Los Angeles, Tree of Life, Child and Family Services. Great to be here today.
Glad to have you. Maxine Gross.
Hello, everyone. I'm Maxine Gross from the marvelous community of College Park, Maryland, specifically Lakeland in College Park.
Glad to have you join us. Kabibi Tayimba.
Good evening, everyone. Kibibi Tahimba, REP Program Manager and the co-chair of the DC chapter of NCOBRA.
Welcome, as always. Corey Shaw Jr.
Everybody, Corey Shaw, based out of Washington, D.C. I've got 4 organizations: Black Broad Branch Project, the African American Redress Network, DC NCOBRA, and more recently, I've become the director of the DC Legacy Project with Empower DC. Glad to be here.
Wow. All right, my brother. You get all that in the chat so that everyone can do the type of connectivity that needs to happen. William Underwood.
Bill Underwood, New York City Underwood Legacy Fund, and Nikichi's active participant.
Always glad to have you, Bill Underwood. Deborah Burnell. And I need to say something before you even introduce yourself. I'm just going to do it because Deborah Burnell, Dr. Ashe, is a sustaining contributor to the Reparation Education Project. She's a monthly contributor, and I just wanted to announce that because that's greatly appreciated. And I'm sure all the different organizations on here would love to have, and many of them probably do, monthly sustaining contributors. So go on, Dr. Burnell.
You know I love you, Nkechi, and this work is so important. It draws at my heart. I'm here in York, Pennsylvania, loving connecting with you across the country and representing IFA University. Thank you.
Thank you. Brenda Jones. Come off mute. Okay, you're back on mute.
Sorry
again.
about that.
There you go.
Oh, okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Brenda Jones, and I'm a supporter of reparations in Washington, D.C.
All right. Always glad to see your face in the place. Christine Wyatt.
Greetings, everyone. I'm originally from Baltimore, Maryland, but I've been residing in Richmond, Virginia on Chickahominy land. And I'm a reparations organizer and dance artist with Marijuana Justice.
Wonderful. Glad to have you join us. Dr. Ekemini Uwan.
Good evening, y'all. Ekemini Uwan, charter member of the International Civil Society Working Group for the Permanent Forum for People of African Descent at the UN. Glad to be here.
Always glad to see you, my sister. Dr. Kathy Tatum.
Hey, everybody, this is Dr. Kathy Tatum, by way of York, Pennsylvania, Lancaster, and Philly, also by way of Manning, South Carolina. But I live here in Houston, Texas, and I am on the ballot for the first Black woman mayor. And November 7th is the actual election. So let's do it.
Well, let's do it and put your information in the chat so folk can make sure that they get it done. Assemblywoman Michael Solange, Mickey, I just say Mickey Solange.
No problem. Greeting everyone. My name is Michael Solange, but everyone calls me Mickey. I'm an assembly member in New York, and I helped pass the reparations bill that we've done. And just really excited to be in this space and to have met some of you last week and to be more engaged with you guys.
So glad that you were able to join us. Kathleen Anderson.
Yes, Kathleen Anderson from Amherst, Massachusetts. I'm the female co-chair of the New England and Cobra chapter. And I'm also a committee member of the Black Coalition for Reparations in Massachusetts.
All right, Kathleen, always glad to see you.
Yes.
Okay,
and
let's
from
see.
Amherst, Massachusetts. I don't know if I said that, but Amherst, Massachusetts.
Okay, it's always good to repeat it. No problem. Make sure you get it in the chat. Teresa Price. Nice and loud. Can't hear you. Okay, you're still on mute.
Okay,
There you
sorry. Good evening, everybody. I'm Teresa Price in Washington, D.C., and I'm just, I'm always learning more about reparations and really talking to children and youth. And I'm 1,000% for it. And the more I listen to your show, Mama and Kichi, and the more I read and understand, this is very, very, very important for us, and it's important for the world to see. So I'm grateful to learn and to do whatever I can do to educate others and educate myself. Thank you all for your work.
Thank you so very much for joining. Dr. Akmal Muwakil.
Good evening, everyone, and I pray everybody is well. My name is Dr. Akmal Muwakil. I'm the president and founder of the Energy Institute of the Healing Arts, and I'm working within the reparation field. And it's good to see some of the people that I saw this weekend at the 401 event in regards to the 1619 project.
All right. Thank you so very much, Dr. Akmal. Shakira Abdul Ali.
Hi, good evening, Nkechi and everyone. Shakira Abdul Ali here in New Jersey, member of Cobra National. Thank you.
All right, good to see you. Enid Williams.
Hello, good evening, everyone. This is Enid Williams from New York and Kingston, Jamaica. Sometimes I represent the Reparations Finance Lab and always happy to be with reparationists.
All right, always glad to have you. Let's see. Those are only people that I see physically. So let me just say, oh, Nzinga, no more, the word. Yes. Okay.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Hi. I'm the owner and founder of Afriware Books Company, in business for 30 years. And I think we've talked somehow, Nkechi, over the phone regarding your book. I'm happy to be here, invited by Dr. Griffin at a very tenuous time for the business. And, I just ask for your support. I'm having to think about the future of the business in these times. So
yeah, okay, this is good. Put it in the chat. We're just still name an organization, but
okay, Afriware Bookstore. Thank you.
Okay, is there anyone else who's not pictures not shown? Well, I see some more pictures. Catherine Potts.
Hi, I keep going off for dinner, but Catherine Ponce out of DC. I'm a lead researcher at National Committee for Responsive Philanthropy.
Yeah, I know. I should know by now, Ponce. So you've been here a number of times. Friday Jones. I don't know if you're coming off a camera. I think it said you were driving earlier. Mariama Taifa Seitu.
Hey everyone, I'm Mariama. I'm a researcher. It's great to
Right.
be here.
Vicky Howe.
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Vicky Howell with the President CEO of Move Gulf Coast CDC, which has a major project in Africatown, and also the Economic Empowerment Chair for the local NAACP.
Okay, great. Trevor Smith.
Hey y'all, Trevor Smith, Director of Narrative Change and Liberation Ventures based in New York.
Glad to have you, Trevor, always. Okay, I see Friday said that she can come off of mute. Friday Jones.
Hi, Nkechi. Thanks for the gathering. It's Friday Jones. My name is Kansa Jones Mohammed. I am the Vice Chair of Los Angeles's Reparations Advisory Commission. I'm also the President of the National Assembly of American Slavery Descendants, and I am based out of Los Angeles. Good to see familiar faces. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Lauren Reynolds. I'm just going to keep going. Ty Johnson. Sister Lily X.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, Ty, go on. Just go. I just like keep it moving.
Ty Johnson, Racial Justice Coalition, Asheville, North Carolina.
Asheville. Okay, great. Kelly Rivas.
Hi, everyone. Kelly Fong Rivas out of Sacramento, California. I work as Senior Advisor for Mayor Daryl Steinberg.
All right, good to see you again. Let's see, Annette Wilcox. I see her connecting. As she's connecting, let me go to Jackie Higashim Yama. Okay, let me go to Leon Dixon. Okay, Oforiwa. She's with the rep team.
Okay, Leon Dixon, Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay, great. Thank you. Oh, Sister Lily X. Yeah, raise your hand if you didn't get to speak. I said,
Yes.
Sister Lily X, where are you?
Yes, this is Sister Lily X. I serve on the National Board of Incobra as the female co-chair for the Young People of Incobra, formerly known as Youth Commission.
All right, thank you. Now two participants have hand raised. I have to see who they are. Oh, Lauren Reynolds, did you speak already? I think you did. Okay, so we're going to go on and move on. Thank you for those introductions. I always think that that's important because, again, the purpose of this is to put names to faces, communicate in the chat and the like. We're going to go very quickly over the answers to the reparation trivia fun quiz. I'm just going to pull it up. Hopefully we got the opportunity. I guess I will hit end poll. Can you all see it? Oh, share results. Okay, can you all see it on the screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. So 4 questions. Okay, what is the origin of the term Black August? I can't, this is on a full screen, so I can't really see everyone, but raise your hand if you've heard the term Black August, just period. And I can't see because this is full screen. So first, okay, 19% said it. Okay, I don't mean to laugh at my own answers, but the time in August when Blacks revolted on a slave ship called the August, received reparations and proceeded to create an independent Black nation in the Western Hemisphere. That actually was a dream I had once. So that's not the origin of the term Black August, but 81% did get it correct. Black August was born in the prisons of California in remembrance of the courageous prison struggles of Black freedom fighters such as George Jackson, and today uplifts Black liberation events in August. So give yourselves a hand, and for those who chose the first answer, you might have had the same dream that I had. Number 2. A longtime reparationist from Detroit who recently passed in July. She was a former staffer for Congressman John Conyers. She was a former Detroit City Councilor, was a founding member of FINCOBRA, and had recently been appointed to the Detroit Reparations Task Force. What is her name? Okay, so 4% said Chokwe Lumumba. Well, if you didn't know, Chokwe Lumumba is a man, not a woman, so that could have been a clue, but you might not have known if you just saw the African name. So it was a good try because Chokwe Lumumba did come from Detroit and he was a reparationist, but he did not just pass last month. And he's a former mayor of Jackson, Mississippi, and a staunch reparationist. Well, thank you. No one chose Rosa Parks. She is from Detroit. She passed a long time ago, and she was a reparationist as well, but that's not the right answer. Good choice, reparations Ray Jenkins, but again, that's a male. So if you were on the SAT exam or something, that might have been a clue, though Ray could be a female or a male name, but it wasn't reparations Ray Jenkins. But it is, in fact, thank you, 88%, Reverend Dr. Joanne Watson. And we want to lift up our and people who are on their journey towards the ancestral realm, but who we work with, we walk with. She is the one who actually gave Reparations Ray Jenkins his name. So let's forever lift up the name of Dr. Joanne Watson. Okay, and check each of the descendant initiatives you have heard of. Okay, 42%, most of them have heard of Africatown and Mobile, Alexandria. 35% have heard of Bruce's Beach in Manhattan, California. 12% have heard of the Black Broad Branch Project, and I think we'll hear something about that today. And 12% had not heard of any of the above. So these are Google moments. Google Africatown, Google Bruce's Beach, Google Black Broad Branch Project. Thank you. And the last question, again, a lot of times we repeat questions that we have before because Reparation Education Project is all about that, education. So this is a question that we've had several times before, but we always have new people that are part of RMMM. What is the exact name of the bill that granted reparations to white enslavers in the United States? 12% said Emancipation Proclamation. Nope. 27% said the Second Confiscation Act. No. 4% said the Graduated Emancipation Act. No. And 58%, yes, over half got it correct, the DC Compensated Emancipation Act. Each one of these were actual bills or acts, but only one of them, the DC Compensated Emancipation Act, actually gave reparations to white enslavers in the United States. So let me stop sharing and let's get back to... For some reason, I can't get back to everybody, but we're about to go into updates. I'm trying to figure out how to get back without, I don't even know if I'm still in. Oh my goodness. Am I still in? Next. Oh gosh.
From my vantage point, I never saw the screen share. I always saw you.
Oh, okay. Okay, there we are. Did everyone else see the screen share? Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was Kathy Mia who was talking, but you might be like me because half the time I can't see what I'm doing either. So it's all good. So we're going to go on and move out of here for updates. And I want to call on first, particularly since it was one of our questions. There are a couple of people I'm going to call on, but if you want to share an update, raise your hand in the raise hand area. But Corey Shaw, he's with the Black Broad Branch Road Coalition. And actually, Corey Shaw is a person that gave about 100 different organizations that he is connected with. I think he's going to talk about one or two updates from that. So Corey, where are you?
Right here.
Oh, there you are. Okay, and if you all put it on presenter view, not gallery view, the other one, I have them spotlighted. Go on, Corey.
Wonderful. I'm going to try and run through these really quickly. I guess the first Black Broad Branch Project, if you don't know, you will know that we have educational curriculum developed for 3rd, 6th, and 12th graders adherent to DC public school standards. It is available publicly for public consumption and use on the DC History Center website. If you Google Black Broad Branch Project, you will find it. Please take them, use them, teach your children Black history about Black placemaking in the district. There used to be a Black family, two Black families that lived on land up in Chevy Chase. They were just placed to build a park and a school for an all-white community back in 1928. That's the gist of the history. There's way, way, way more. It goes back to 1773. But that is the quick rundown of that. There's also DC Reparations Task Force stuff. That's all going very, very well. I know that Nikichi, myself, and a few other folks on this call have been deeply involved in providing revisions to that bill that we're intending to provide to the council. And so that is an ongoing effort. We have a meeting tomorrow. And so if folks want to be involved in that effort, I can find the link somewhere and make sure that it's dropped in the chat. The last thing is an update for the African American Redress Network. The African American Redress Network is pursuing many, many projects, one of which is the Africatown Lantern Walk. We've been working with Africatown for 2.5 years. We've been working very closely with them to revive an ancestral tradition known as the Lantern Walk, in which students at the Mobile County Trading School and a Rosenwald School that is still in use today, they used to make a pilgrimage from the school to the cemetery, stopping at different historic sites, paying homage to the ancestors. We did it last year in November, and so we're coming up again, November 2nd to the 5th. Come down to Africatown. I will find the flyer and post it. I will find something and give it to this group. Because everybody here should be there. It's a wonderful event. We're also engaging with a new community in Rome, Georgia, Freemantown. Berry College is the largest private institution in the country. They took land from Black families way, way, way back when. And I think the question now is that there are 2 cemeteries and a church that Berry claims to own, but there are no deeds, and Berry was not required to disclose those records up until 2016. And so it's a very muddled history in a lot of ways. If you've ever watched The Office, it's like the sort of Savannah murder mystery episode. It's very wonderful, but it's lots of different things every time. That said, I'm going to stop rambling and hand it back over to you, Nikichi.
Corey, thank you so much. And I just took a brief look at the chat. Yes, make the chat very active and go on and put that information there in the chat. I have some people I want to call on, but I see Robert Stubblefield's hand raised, so I'm going to go in and let him take advantage of his hand being raised before I call on folks. Go on, Robert. Wait.
Thank you, Sister Nkichi. So I just have 2 quick updates. So next Saturday, September 9th at 2 p.m., the Bethesda African Cemetery Coalition, we're putting together our first reparations town hall. It's going to be a hybrid event. It's going to be both in person and virtual at Macedonia Baptist Church. So I'll send out the information as soon as possible to anyone who's interested in attending either in person or virtually. And then the second quick update on BACC's front is that we are currently working with other descendant communities across the country to create a national movement around descendant communities. And one of the things of our platform is demanding reparations for descendant communities who have their cemeteries desecrated or at risk of desecration. So that's the only 2 quick updates on my end, and thank you.
Okay, thank you so very much, Robert Stubblefield. Dr. Cheryl Grills, if you could give us a brief update. I know that the California Reparation Task Force has concluded its official duties, but if there are any updates that you can provide, I want to make sure that the RMMM knows about them. So go on, Dr. Cheryl Grills.
Yes, thank you. So as you know, we concluded July 1 officially of this year. But the work has continued through 2 task force members who are members of the California legislature, Senator Bradford and Assembly Member Joan Sawyer. And Senator Bradford recently submitted legislation SB 490 to establish a state agency within California to essentially put in place an infrastructure to monitor, track, and hold accountable what the legislature and the state does with our recommendations. We also, task force members have remained active, many of them that I know, and we are still looking for folks to come in and support or endorse the reparations interim report from the state. Please do, I'll put the link to do that. We're trying to get to 1,000. Endorsements. That will make a big difference when it comes to showing that there's broad-based support for reparations in the state. Lastly, outside of the task force, I worked with a group of folks to do a docuseries that reflects the 12 chapters of harm And we actually did the first showing of the first episode while we all gathered in Virginia last week. And we'll be doing a screening of it in Santa Monica in a few weeks. And that one is expected to be sold out. Thank you.
Thank you. And that screening was just absolutely breathtaking. Woo! Thank you for sharing, and can't wait till it gets out on a very, very large scale and on the big screen. So is there someone who can make an announcement about, when announcements and updates or whatever, about the NCOBRA, National Coalition of Blacks for Reparations in America celebration that's coming out, celebrating its anniversary? I don't remember which one, 35th, 50th, 40th, what's the anniversary? 36, I think.
36.
36,
Yes.
Let's go to
Yes.
make that announcement. And I was at that first founding meeting of NCOBRA way back in the day, September 26, 1987. Woo, go on, Martella.
Thank you, Nkechi.
I was only 2 years old. Go on.
Our actual anniversary date is the 26th, but on the 23rd of September here in Washington, D.C. at the Thurgood Marshall Center, we're going to have our 36th anniversary. It's a national celebration, but centered here in Washington as the coalition was founded here in D.C. We having that same evening, we have an exhibit of historical information from NCOBRA archives of NCOBRA founding, and primary focus on the founding documents for that time period. This is all going to be at the same event. We're also offering dinner. We have a live band, Proverbs Reggae Roots Band will be there playing. We have a DJ. This is a celebration. This is a party. Dr. Ray Wimbush will give a statement in the opening, following the opening, addressing NCOBRA history and contribution for the past 36 years to the movement. So we're asking all NCOBRA past members, the city is full of people who have been NCOBRA members over the years. I've counted at least 250 of people that have joined NCOBRA local chapter. I'm just talking local chapter. So we're asking all to come out. We have a national membership drive that's attached to this celebration, this annual 36th event. And we're asking all, the event is free, the food is free, the band is free, all this is free. We'll have a wonderful time. This is not a lecture thing, this is a party. We ask only one thing, that for those who are in the area, that to renew your membership, even if you don't come to the meetings, renew your membership. Those who are not members, please, in the local area, if you support NCOBRA work, you appreciate what we have done. I put in the chat, the local, our website, dcncobra.org. Join NCOBRA during this drive. We're trying to get at least 500 people to renew or become members during this 36-day drive. Thank you, Nkechi.
Well,
Can you
thank
give the time, Wattel?
Oh, the time, it starts 5 until 9 o'clock. The first hour is, like I said, is more of the welcoming period and Dr. Ray Wimbush, but by 6, we're partying 3 hours straight.
So let me just tell you, NCOBRA must mean a whole lot to me, because I had a free complimentary ticket to the Congressional Black Caucus dinner that evening that I have to give up because there's no way I'm going to miss the NCOBRA party. Go on, what you say?
One last point. For those who really want to be a part of history, we're going to have at least, well, 4 already confirmed, but we expect more. Original members that have formed this organization. You want to come out and meet these people. And as you know, Nkechi is one of those persons, but there are others that will be there that was in those first meetings. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I see Robin Prouty has her hand up, but before I call on her, I'm not quite sure if Corey mentioned, if he might have, because I was checking the chat at the time, the oral history project. I'm not sure. Just shake your head yes if you did mention it. Okay, so let me call on Robin Prouty, and then that is something that we wanted to make an announcement here. Now, Robin, okay, here you are. Hold on one second. Let me, again, if folk go on speaker view, you'll see the person spotlighted. Okay, go on, Robin.
Okay, great. Thank you. I just wanted to say, right now, we really need your support. The descendants of the St. Louis University enslaved. A group of St. Louis University students created a change.org petition, and I put the link in the chat. I'll do it again. We need you to sign that petition, and it's a petition for satisfaction part of reparations, for them to acknowledge our upwards of 70 of our ancestors who they enslaved from 1823 to 1865, who helped expand the Jesuit mission and built the university in the Midwest. We have been, ever since they contacted us in 2019, we've been patient. We've been trying to collaborate with them. They've told us COVID and this and that, but in 2021, St. Louis University was able to fundraise for their Jesuit faculty members and raise $26 million and build them a $26 million Jesuit residential facility on the North Campus, and they did that within 18 months from 2021, and they moved in the Jesuit faculty. It's a beautiful facility. So we want them to honor, it's two communities that are central to the founding of that institution. The Jesuits were the first 11 presidents and all Catholic priests and enslavers who trafficked our ancestors from 1823 to 1865. And then there were my ancestors, my direct ancestors, who Henrietta Mills, Matilda Tyler, and many, many more who helped build that institution. So we need you guys to sign that petition, share it with your networks. And this is part of our reparations campaign. It's just the start. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Robin, for those very timely updates. Who's going to make the report? Oh, Kabibi, your hand is up. Hold on. And you might be the one making the report. I'm about to spotlight you. Okay, good. Kabibi Tahimba.
Okay, thank you so much. I wanted to give some information about the oral history project that we're working on here in DC. Since, as Watella mentioned earlier, there are several of the original founding members still in the area, and we wanted to make sure that we could document that history. We were able to do that under the Humanities DC, University of the District of Columbia Humanities Department, thanks to Corey Shaw. And it is really turning out to be a very rewarding event. And I want to emphasize the importance of not only the efforts that we are involved in here, but to also encourage that this is something that needs to be done around the country if there are ways that you can do it. They are really strong organizing tactics to begin to document some of the harm that has been done, as the sister just mentioned about what is going on in her area. Dr. Cheryl Grills, what is going on in California and around the country. If there are descendants who know how their land was taken from them, how townships were destroyed, all of those things need to be documented, and it contributes to the demand for reparations.
All right, thank you so very much for that information and that update for that very important project, oral history project. I don't see any other hands right now. Does anyone?
May I raise one other issue?
I see hands now.
Real quick. Corey Shaw, as he showed, has his hands in about 25 million organizations here in the city. We have Robert and we have other young people. And what this is speaking to is the need for having the younger generation be involved in this effort. We are continuing to work, but our era is coming to an end. We know that this movement has been going on for a long, long time. We hope that we can bring it to the finishing point in our lifetime. But if we don't, we need the young people to take up that baton and continue to move forward. And so whatever ways we can, encourage young people to be a part of the organizations, encourage them to take on leadership positions, and to move us forward.
Okay, thank you very much, Kabibi. Very important point that you made. Jelani Traxler.
Yeah, what's up, y'all? I've been coming on these meetings for, I don't know, for a minute now, low key, and I've been listening and whatnot, just getting a feel for the group and everybody. And I really love each and every one of you, even though I don't know you. I'll just say that. But I also say, I want to start saying stuff, contributing ideas, and get to know y'all in the process. Big thing, I'm reparations, just based on my understanding, is really a fight for sovereignty. Black people actually having sovereignty in a system that degraded us of that sovereignty, with all the other nationalities and groups coming over with a level of sovereignty, like the Chinese, the Jews, the Arabs, the Indians, because they have a country of origin. So they can have dual citizenship. So it gives them a level of sovereignty and distance, from the American industrial system. But for Black people, we were literally, that sovereignty was taken from us as soon as after we got out of slavery, legal chattel slavery. So I'm really feeling that reparations, yes, in respect to its monetary value, I'm really seeing it also as a evolution of sovereignty. Us evolving into a sovereign people. The visions of our ancestors. Really making themselves prevalent.
So
So
Jelani, I feel you, and the only reason why I'm turning off a little bit is because we have a vehicle called Reparation Information Thought Series. I think I got that right, where we deal with issues such as that and questions and strategies and things along those lines. Our MMM is primarily just updates and announcements. So I want to, if you could put your information in the chat, or I can just put down your name because I have your information in the Zoom. I want to make sure I invite you to the Reparation Information Thought Series that Reparation Education Project does. And we do thinking along lines like that. I happen to come from the independence movement, Black independence, sovereign, which is in fact one of the reparation claim that some people aspire to. Everybody does not aspire to that. So I want to make sure everyone is able to get in their announcements and updates.
Sorry,
No, you're good. It's all good. And it gave me the opportunity to remind people that starting September, we will start up the Reparation Information Thought Series again. So put your information in the chat, and you and I will have a chat and see how.
Yeah, I did for sure. I did.
Highlight that. Thank you. I'm gonna call on Dr. Onaji Muid and then Mia Iwataki.
Dr. Sana family, thank you so much, Nkechi. I just would like to let people know in Cobra, Health Commission has started a campaign, to continue the work of Dr. Mutulu Shakur. It's called Millions for Mutulu. And the idea is, let us take up what he had started in the early 70s to learn acupuncture. And if not acupuncture, at least learn acupressure, what is called the 5 points, the regular 5 points. And with his work is this process which is called political education. So the Incobra's Health Commission has created Millions for Mutulu, which means last year we created a declaration that says every August 8th, his birthday, let's declare that the Dr. Mutulu Shakur Community Health Day. This year, inside of Black August, we're saying we want 100 organizations and individuals to also sign on to that. And every year thereafter, multiply that times 10. So this year, 100, next year, 1,000, so forth and so on. So I put in the chat the link that allows you to go to the website that's holding the names, and then it's not going to be given out to anyone. We're not going to sell it. It will just be you affirming that you think every August 8th should be celebrated not only remembering this great ancestor of ours, but also continuing his work. That's the best way that we can remember him and respect him, by continuing his work. So I put that in the chat. I also put my email in the chat. So if those who want to be in touch with me about that, I would ask you to do that. 100 people this year. As we build to next year, we'll be 1,000. Asante-san.
Asante, thank you. Everyone, please check out the chat. All right, Mia, hold on. Here we are. Mia Iwataki.
Hi. I just wanted to share that Nikkei Progressives and NCRR have been active in Japanese Black solidarity efforts, and on I think it was the July 20, what I forgot. Anyway, the JACL, the Japanese American Citizens League, which is kind of comparable to, it's a mainstream Japanese American civil rights organization, kind of like the NAACP. They had their national convention in Los Angeles, and we participated on a panel about Japanese support for Black reparations. And we talked about our solidarity work, but one of the panel members was Don Tamaki, who was a member of AB 3121 Task Force. And it was interesting because he shared, he had summarized the main criticisms that people have about Black reparations. And they had a bunch of Berkeley scholars develop responses to each one of those. So he's working that. And that's, I think, a document that we can share. And I don't know, maybe Cheryl Grills, you might know if it's come a little further, but that was a good event. And we followed that right afterwards with a reparations happy hour at the Far East Lounge, where, Sister Dreesen Heath was there, and we had other friends from the community. And it was really, a nice part of our coalition building. And also, we had a speaker at the Peace, Love, and Reparations event that Cam Howard had at Lamert Park. Was pretty interesting. And I don't know, maybe Kathy wants to talk about the Black Panther panel that we had at the Japanese American National Museum a few days ago. I can pass it off to Kathy.
Okay, Kathy, let's hear that. First of all, Mia and Kathy, thank you so very much for your allyship. I just love, oh Lord, I just love y'all. So very much. And then after you, I'm gonna call on Sister Mama Pia in Wangasa, and we're gonna close it off with Trevor Smith. We always start on time and we end on time. So let me see if I can find
Oh, and while you're looking for Kathy, I just want to mention that we had a solidarity speaker at the SCLC 60th anniversary of the March on Washington. And, we had leaders like Reverend James Lawson, who was on the march, and other veterans. So that was another very good event.
Okay, I'll take 30 seconds just to say that we had 3 speakers from the Black Panther Party in Los Angeles, and we wanted to talk more about coalition building with them, learning from the lessons from the past, but also talking about today and asking about, how they see the reparations movement. So we hope to explore that discussion with them a little bit more. They are still very active, and one was Frederica Newton from the Huey P. Newton Foundation. The other thing is that we're on a Pay the Tab podcast on, again, Black reparations and Japanese American reparations, which you can access if you want to hear it. Pay the Tab. It's done by 2 people here locally in Los Angeles. Thank you.
All right, Pay the Tab. Thank you so very much for that. And allyship is very, very important. In fact, I found out that the Japanese American reparations movement was inspired by the Black liberation movement, and the work that they're doing now to support the movement that we have for reparations is just absolutely astounding. Okay, Sister Afia, Mama Afia Imwangasa, and then Trevor's going to close us out.
I just wanted to call attention to the fact that the deadline to apply for the decolonization grants is the 31st. And to ask you, Nkechi, if you would give some tips to those of us who are just applying for the first ever time?
Oh, okay. So I sent out a notice to this whole list about the grant that also includes a link to a FAQ and an introductory video that they did. I'm happy to send that out again. And you're absolutely correct. The deadline is coming up this week on Thursday. And anyone can feel free to reach out to me. It's not a problem. Okay, Trevor, and I see someone else is raising hand, but let me see what time it is. Oh, we got 1 minute. Trevor, I just saw you. Okay, yeah. Trevor, one of our foundation supporter of Reparations Education Project and other organizations, head of the narrative project over at Liberation Ventures. Talk to us.
Yes, so yeah, that's exactly it. So in the next 2 weeks, we'll be publishing all the work that we did in the Reparations Narrative Lab over the past year. We did audience research, we did message testing and content testing, and we worked with 13 activists across the movement to co-create this narrative schematic that hopefully will be a tool for future storytelling. So that'll be out in 2 weeks, and alongside a report. The report's titled, There Are New Sons, Building a Transformative Narrative for the Black Reparations Movement. So excited to be putting that out. And it'll be all housed in a microsite. We have guest op-eds from Nkechi and others, heavily cited report. Ray Winbush was mentioned earlier. He's all over the microsite. And so really excited to be putting that out, and hopefully it'll be a resource for us, and then also just the broader racial justice movement.
Trevor, thank you so very much. And thank you for all of your contributions and your reparationist Twitter stuff and the little booklet you put out. Y'all are doing it, rocking it. Thank you so very much. Demetrius, I'm going to go against my rule because it's 8:01, but I'm going to go on and let you give your announcement or your update. And then we're going to close it out with our theme song. Everybody be looking at the chat. Go on, sister. Talk to us.
Okay, I just wanted to say, Nkechi, since I've been joining you all, I've now received my PhD. I am now Dr. Demetrius Griffin, and I focused on Evanston Reparation Program, where I did do oral history as far as participants that I interview. I'd love to share with you. And basically, I also wanted to share, in Zinga, I worked with her at her bookstore, and I didn't know if she could say something as far as she's in jeopardy of closing. So she has a GoFundMe page, you know.
Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat.
She
Oh,
did.
she did. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, congratulations, Dr. Griffin.
Thank you.
Glad, congratulations. Glad to that you joined us. I want to thank everyone for joining our next RMMM. I don't even know the date, but it's the last Tuesday of the month. It's the next month, September. Yeah, so we're going to be putting on our theme song. I'm going to be looking at the chat. Again, anyone who's interested in the video from the RMMM, just let me know. I used to just send it out to everyone, but now I just send it out upon request, and I can send the chat out as well, though the links are not live. So again, thank you for another phenomenal RMMM. Share the love. Let's hear our song, Time for Reparations, and let's look at that chat.